You don't really know much about Halloween.
Hello and welcome to another unboxing video. I am your host Joel. I am one half of the Newlydeads, and if you are wondering who the Newlydeads are, please go to our website at thenewlydeads.com for all of your information about what we do, where we are, where you can find us, including our television show, Dollar Store Drive-In. That's a half-hour chat show where we talk about a movie that we found in the wild. You can find out more information about that. We're also available on these 4 networks that I'll put up the information on the screen for you. We also write movie review blogs, small business reviews, caffeinated reviews from time to time. We also have the YouTube channel that you currently have found, where if you could please like and subscribe as well as share the channel. Trying to grow the channel this year as part of our motivation, I guess, our incentive, as it were. So please do that. We do snacking videos. We have unboxing videos. Follow us around. And a bunch of other content on there, as well as our Dollar Store Drive-In show is also a podcast that you can find on Spotify. So please go check that out as well. So for this unboxing video, we've got the January subscriber box from Vinegar Syndrome, which I decided to go ahead and re-up my subscription this year. Whether that was a good idea or a bad idea, I don't know yet, but it's done. So the die has been cast, as it were. And this is the first stuff from that. Ooh, it's going to be a big year, kids. So the first thing that we have is Deranged from 1974. I'm not sure where to put this, because I guess I'll put the other information over there. This is about a deranged rural farmer who becomes a grave robber and murderer after the death of his possessive mother, whose corpse he keeps, among others, as his companion in a decaying farmhouse. Sound familiar? That's because this is based on the life of Ed Gein. So there you go. It's directed by Jeff Gillen, who this is his only credit. And it's also directed partially by Alan Ormsby, who you may know from The Great Masquerade and Popcorn, although he's uncredited on Popcorn, but a couple of things that he had his hand in, as well as a couple other things. This stars Roberts Blossom, who, if you are a fan of Joe Bob Briggs, you've probably heard him mention Roberts Blossom at some point, who was in Home Alone, if you remember the neighbor with the shovel. That's Roberts Blossom. So a little bit of trivia. Tom Savini once said in an interview that the corpses in the film were made using human skull plastic model kits, which were glued to bodies made of chicken wire and painted cotton. The corpses' faces were created by taking plaster casts of various relatives of the crew members. So if you've ever seen the film, then you might recognize the crew members' family faces. I don't know. So we've got the nice little slip cover here, and we slide it out, which these Vinegar Syndrome slip covers are insane. This is a 4K release. On the back, we've got the information about the film, including, special features and some images from the film. We also have on the inside the Blu-ray and the 4K. I'm going to hide my face so you can see that. And I'm in a new spot here, and the camera is kind of far away, so I'm still getting used to the distance. So inside we have this nice little booklet, which as I say on almost all the videos where there's booklets, I need to at some point sit down and read the booklets. So we've got some writings about the film, some images from the film. If you've already seen this, which I have, it is exactly as it says. It is rather deranged. So you may recognize that poster there. And that is the first thing from the subscriber box, which I don't remember too much about the film as far as, how I felt about it exactly. But I do remember watching it. I was in a kind of a serial killer kick around the time when Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer came out, and I kind of was taking a dive into some other serial killer themed films. And this one, of course, is one that always pops to the top. Next thing we've got is the Curse of the Devil, Demon Witch Child, and the Vampire's Night Orgy collection of films here. So Curse of the Devil is from 1973. It's about a man whose ancestors executed a witch and is turned into a werewolf by modern-day descendants of the executed witch, which has probably happened to somebody somewhere at some point. This is directed by Carlos Alred, who did Horror Rises from the Tomb. This stars one Paul Naschy, which if you have been following this channel, you know that I'm starting to dig into the Paul Naschy catalog of films, who you may remember from Countess Dracula's Orgy of Blood. So a little bit of trivia here. This is the seventh in a series about Count Waldemar Daninsky, which is Paul Naschy's favorite character that he played. This film ignored the events of all the earlier films. Ignored the events of the earlier Hombre Lobo films and began a whole new origin for the Wolfman. So this is basically like a soft reboot, I guess is what you'd call it. The second film, The Vampire's Night Orgy, is from 1973. This is about a busload of tourists who stop to visit a small European town. What they don't know is that the town is completely inhabited by, you guessed it, vampires. This is directed by Leon Klimovsky, who directed I Hate My Body, which I think a lot of us feel that way. This stars Jack Taylor, who was in Pieces, which is on the shelf behind me. One of my favorite lesser-known slashers. It's kind of become a lot more known in the past decade or so, but I love that film. A little bit of trivia here. The title is misleading. No orgy occurs in the film. However, they did shoot two versions, one with no nudity and one with nudity, which was for the international market. The final film in this set is The Demon Witch Child, which is from 1975. This is about a young girl who becomes possessed by a woman from a witch's cult who seeks vengeance, terror, and confusion around her family and the town folks. That's an oddly worded sentence. So this is directed by Armando de Osorio, who did Return of the Evil Dead, not to be confused with the Evil Dead franchise by Sam Raimi. They are not connected. This stars Marian Salgado, who was in Who Can Kill a Child, which, if you've not seen that, it is on the shelf. A little bit of trivia here, because Linda Blair was dubbed by Marian Salgado in the Spanish version of The Exorcist in 1973. Director Armando cast Salgado as the lead in his answer to the successful American horror movie. So basically it's a riff on the fact that she did the voice for The Exorcist in the film for the international market. So we've got one of those crazy cases I was talking about from Vinegar Syndrome, where you've got a slipcase and another slipcase and a slipcase. And I didn't check to see if there was anything objectionable on here, but we're going to find out together, I guess. Inside, we have the nice little case here. On the back, we have information about the film as well as the special features. Inside, we have the individual discs for each one of the films, which I can't seem to flip them around. And we have some alternate art there on the inside. This is a little weird being at this angle. I feel really low to the ground, so I apologize. Maybe I'll have to switch this up for future videos. I don't know. We shall see. All right, let's get that one put back. And finally, for the January subscriber box, we have The Seventh Curse and The Witch from Nepal, which this is kind of the movie that clinched it for me, because both of these films have Chow Yun-fat in them, which I'm a huge Chow Yun-fat fan. So I kind of took the plunge partially based on that. So The Seventh Curse is from 1986. It's about an adventurer who's been inflicted with a deadly curse during a previous expedition to Thailand, who goes back to battle an evil sorcerer, his tribal army, and his deadly creatures. This is directed by Yai Choi Lam, who did Ricky O, The Story of Ricky, which is a notorious Category 3 film, which I remember watching like a bootleg copy at some point, allegedly, back before the movie got a wide release, because it is just kind of notorious for being insane, and it lives up to the hype. So as I mentioned, this stars Chow Yun-fat, who was in probably my favorite action film of all time, Hard Boiled, by John Woo. Trivia? There was none. The Witch from Nepal is from 1986. This is about a Hong Kong man who vacations to Nepal, where a local tribe imbues him with magical powers, which he must use to fight a growing evil. This is directed by Xu Tung Ching, which did a Chinese Ghost Story 1, 2, and 3. And again, stars Chow Yun-fat, who is from John Woo's The Killer, which is another great action film, which if you've never seen it, highly recommended. So, as you can see, you saw the cover there. On the back, we've got another image that they have created that is a scene from the film. Again, the crazy case thing is happening. So on the inside, we've got another slipcase here, which we've got Chow Yun-fat on one side, and I forget the name of the actor on the other side. Then we've got inside of there, we've got that same cover that you had on the front. On the back, we've got the information about the film, including special features and the breakdown of the plot. Inside, we have both of the films individually, and we have an alternate cover if you would like to switch that out for the one that exists on the front. All right, on top of that, which let me put this back together a little bit because it is going to be a lot to manage. On the inside, we have a booklet. Again, smells like fresh booklet, and I'm just going to kind of hold it up here and flip through it this way because it's kind of big. But again, got some essays and information about the film, got some stills from the film, which I found it kind of interesting that some of the film stills here, like this one, I mean, you can't really even see what's happening in there. They're really like kind of muted and not necessarily out of focus, but kind of bland. I don't know what the decision process was with that, but I didn't do the production on it, so I don't know. All right, that is it for the first January subscriber box. The February one is going to be on its way anytime soon, so keep your eyes out for that because there are more videos coming over the course of the year, as well as other pickups from the sales that are going to be happening as well. I'm sure there'll be things that are coming left and right, so it's going to be a busy year. All right, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And like I said before, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It is much appreciated to help us grow the channel. And I guess that's it. So don't forget that tomorrow is not guaranteed. So please remember to unbox your heart. We'll see you next time.
This will be done, you see, between the real and the unreal. The dead might be looking in. Halloween. The festival of Samhain. Happy Halloween.